Good morning, everyone. My name is Carol Cross. I am a practitioner here at the Triangle Center for Spiritual Living, and I am so glad to welcome you to our Sunday celebration service on this beautiful April day. So, last week, Reverend Dusty was talking about how spiritually rich it is between Palm Sunday and Easter Sunday. But this day, this past week has been a doozy too. There were nights where I went to bed not knowing what kind of a world I was going to wake up in the next morning, and not in a good way. However, there was, I was teaching elementary school all last week, and the kids and I were so excited about the Artemis 2 project. And so that was a great joy for me. And it turns out I have way more space clothing than I realized. I have space leggings and star shirts and star jewelry and all sorts of stuff. And on Friday, when it was coming down, I wore this dress that has rainbow pictures from space. And the kids they went crazy over it, especially the little ones. So, my teaching, a lot of my teaching is influenced by Joseph Campbell, and Joseph Campbell was very influenced by the psychologist Carl Jung, and Carl Jung came up with this idea of synchronicity, which he defined as meaningful coincidences that couldn't be explained by our usual cause and effect in the physical world, but he believed, were caused somehow on the spiritual or the psychological or the, non-material world. And so I couldn't help but think that, this was a great synchronicity, that at the same time that war was going on in the Middle East and still in Ukraine and in other places, we had this incredible mission to space where everything seems serene and peaceful and beautiful and united. And it made me realize, thinking back, the same thing was true when Neil Armstrong first walked on the moon. It was in the midst of the Vietnam War and all of the protests and all of the civil upsetness and everything. And it just makes me wonder, like, well, we know in our tradition that God is in everything. God is in the wars and God is in the space ship. But I don't know. Maybe God does this for us to give us something to balance out the experiences that we find less spiritually uplifting with something that we do. So I thought, for those of you all who may not have had the pleasure of having little ones keeping you on task of the moon mission, that we would focus on that in today's meditation. So I suggest that you close your eyes, take a couple of deep breaths. Bring to mind, if you can, if you saw any of these beautiful pictures from space, bring those to mind. And I was going to read you a few quotes by the astronauts to inspire your reflection on what is the lesson of Artemis 2 for me in this moment. So I'll start with the Commander Reed Wiseman, who made history by being the oldest man ever to make a moon journey at 50. And he said, "We are bounded forever, and no one down here is ever going to know what the four of us just went through. And it was the most special thing that will ever happen in my life." And the mission specialist Jeremy Hansen, who came from the Canadian Space Agency and made history by being the first non-American to get to the moon trip. He said, "We have a term in our crew that we coined a long time ago, the joy train. And it sounds like you saw a lot of joy up there. There was a lot of joy. We're not always on the joy train, this crew. There are many times we're not on the joy train, but we are committed to getting back on the joy train as soon as we can. And that is a useful life skill for any team trying to get something done." He also said, "What you saw was a group of people who loved contributing, having meaningful contribution and extracting joy out of that. I would suggest to you that when you look up here, you're not looking at us. We are a mirror reflecting you. And if you like what you see, then just look a little deeper. This is you." Pilot Victor Glover, who made history by being the first person of color to make the moon trip, said, "The first thing I would say is trust us. You look amazing. You look beautiful. And from up here, you also look like one thing. You know, Homo sapiens is all of us, no matter where you're from or what you look like. We're all one people." And finally, mission specialist Christina Coach, who was raised in North Carolina and actually graduated from NC State, said, "A crew is a group that is in it all the time, no matter what, that is stroking each other every minute with the same purpose, that are willing to sacrifice silently for each other, that gives grace, that holds accountable. A crew has the same cares and the same needs, and a crew is inescapably, beautifully, dutifully linked." And she also said, "When we saw Tiny Earth, people asked our crew what impressions we had. And honestly, what struck me wasn't necessarily just Earth. It was all the blackness around it." She said that she thought of Earth as a lifeboat in a universe of blackness. So let's just take those thoughts and those emotions into our meditation and reflect on Artemis 2. Okay, everyone, it's time to come back to Earth. Not knowing where all you may have been. I know my heart is just so full of gratitude for this whole Artemis 2 mission. And not only for all the wonderful scientific knowledge that they're bringing back that's going to transform the lives, maybe not my lifetime, but our children's lifetime, our grandchildren's lifetime. And I'm so grateful for them for being such a model of competency and excellence and cooperation and joy and beauty and peace. And I just love that concept of thinking of our entire world as a lifeboat in the blackness. So if I get too down on the state of the world, I'm going to put on my rainbow space dress and twirl around and suck up in that Artemis 2 energy. I'm going to end with one last quote. This one was by John F. Kennedy when he was announcing the original moon program. And he said, we choose to go to the moon in this decade and do the other things, not because they are easy, but because they are hard. Because that goal will serve to organize and measure the best of our energies and skills. Because that challenge is one that we are willing to accept, one we are unwilling to postpone, and one we intend to win. And so it is. All right, so we've got 10 minutes now for you to go take care of whatever you need to take care of, and we will see you back here at 10:15 for our main event. Thank you so much for being with us.
You will do amazing things. Amazing, amazing. You will do amazing things. You will do amazing things with the choice each new day brings, and with every step you take. Bless the progress that you make. The reason you live is there in every gift you give. Love your life, love your dreams. You will do amazing things. Places you will go, and the people you will know. Don't worry when, or where, or how. You don't need to know that now. You're on the right track. No need to look ahead or back. Just enjoy what this day brings. You will do amazing things. You don't have to work it out. Just stay in the here and now. Let your mind rest for a little while. Sometimes deepest answers come when you're out there having fun. So close your eyes, take a breath and smile. Amazing, amazing, you will do amazing things. Amazing,
is all there is. One life living is you and me. One light shining is you and me. One love loving is you and me. 'Cause God is all there is. I'm shining from the inside out. I'm so happy. I just want to shout. One life living is you and me. One light shining is you and me. One love loving is you and me. 'Cause God is all there is. One life living is you and me. One light shining is you and me. One love loving is you and me. 'Cause God is all there is. I'm shining from the inside out. I'm so happy. I just want to shout. One life living is you and me. One light shining is you and me. One love loving is you and me. 'Cause God is all there is. One life living is you and me. One light shining is you and me. One love loving is you and me. 'Cause God is all there is.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Triangle Center for Spiritual Living and our Sunday celebration service. We are so very blessed that you have chosen to join us this morning. For those of you who may not know me, my name is Dusty Ripplemeyer, and I have the honor and the privilege of being this community's spiritual director. Our center, the Triangle Center for Spiritual Living, is part of a larger organization called Centers for Spiritual Living. And Centers for Spiritual Living is a practical and positive philosophy, faith, and way of life, a global community of over 450 spiritual centers, teaching chapters, and special focus ministries in 30 countries worldwide. Our community is the spiritual home for a diverse group of people who are seeking a deep and abiding connection with each other and with the God of their understanding. We are a powerful spiritual community, lovingly committed to a world of acceptance, compassion, peace, and joy. We gather together to express love, celebrate life, grow spiritually, practice radical acceptance and inclusion, and connect with one another. What we are really about is providing a supportive community where we can explore our own spiritual path and connect to the divinity within us. Formally, our purpose is to inspire, educate, and empower individuals to experience themselves as unique and individualized expressions of God. We do this within a sacred and supportive community that welcomes everyone just as they are. Our mission is the transformation of our personal lives into being a powerful and beneficial presence on the planet. We do this through celebration, service, study, fellowship, and the energy of unconditional love. Our vision is a world that actually does work for all. We do this by consciously practicing the truth of our oneness and unity with God in our everyday lives. You are welcome here no matter where you are on your spiritual path. One of my most important announcements this morning is that Amy Steinberg is in the house. Whew, that is some really good news. For those of you who may not know her, she is uplifting, enlightening, and hilarious with a voice that can burn the house down. Amy Steinberg is a minister, singer, songwriter, musician, actress, playwright, and a storyteller like none other. Deeply soulful, she sings of self-love, open-mindedness, and the holiness of everything. She served for a short time as a minister of ritual for Jubilee community in Asheville, as the music director at the Universal Spirit Center in San Diego, the Boca Center for Spiritual Living Center of Charlotte, and Spiritual Light Center of Charlotte. Deeply involved with the new thought and positive music world, she plays at conferences, churches, venues, and festivals all over the country. Amy was the creatrix of House of Love and Light, an online spiritual community, serving as their spiritual director throughout its existence. She has also created 2 off-Broadway shows that were met with great accolade. Over the years, she has graced our community with her presence, her consciousness, her energy, and her love. I am blessed to call her my friend, and I know beyond a shadow of a doubt that you will absolutely love her. Before that happens, however, I have a couple more announcements. The next 2 Sundays, April 19th and April 26th, we will be online only. However, the following 2 Sundays, Sunday, May 3rd and Sunday, May 10th, we will be in person at Edge Hill Farms Clubhouse at 391 Spring Fork Drive in Cary. Heather, the Leadership Council, the practitioners, many of our community members and I are actively looking for a place to be together as a community in a space made sacred simply by the presence of the divine. If anyone hears of a space you think might be a beautiful option for us, please reach out to Heather or to myself. Until then, we will continue to do what we do and bring forward deep and thoughtful messages and music each Sunday via StreamYard. As always, the meditation is at 9:45 and the service at 10:15. On Sunday, May 3rd, the message will be given by Brother Brian Lotman. Many of you will remember him from our meditation retreat 2 years ago. Following the service, there will be some time set aside to grab something to eat. The suggestion is to bring a bagged lunch for yourself or run out to a nearby restaurant for some takeout. At 12:30, Brian will once again facilitate a kirtan. For those of you who are not familiar with a kirtan is an ancient, participatory, and meditative practice of call and response chanting to praise the divine through sacred mantras and music. It acts as a form of devotion, calming the mind, opening the heart, and cultivating inner peace. Participants often sit in groups, singing along with instruments such as harmoniums and drums, to create a collective meditative energy. Please consider joining us for this deeply sacred day. The event will be held again at the Edge Hill Farms Community Clubhouse at 391 Spring Fork Drive in Cary. The second event at Edge Hill Farms Community Center is the TCSL Wise Women's Tea, which will once again be held on Mother's Day, Sunday, May 10th. The event is for women of all ages who would love to share their wisdom with each other. There will be tea, small bites, fruit, cheese, and, of course, chocolate. The event will be held from 3 o'clock until 5 o'clock. So the suggestion is to come to church that day, then leave and have lunch with your family for Mother's Day, and then come back to join us. As we continue to announce, our 2026 Wednesday evening services have changed. They do, however, continue to be a midweek spiritual pick-me-up. The new concept is called A Year of Value. It is a journaling self-study program in which you will receive each week on Wednesday by email a quality, along with all kinds of resources to grow that quality in your life. By focusing on the many different aspects of leading an exemplary life, we believe that that everyone who participates will experience 2026 as an exemplary year. So to sign up, please send an email to info@trianglecsl.org indicating your desire to participate. Before moving on, I would love to thank Carol Cross for her beautiful meditation, which expanded the container that our service will unfold within. Thank you so very much, Carol. And now please welcome her back to the stage.
Good morning, everyone. I'm glad to be with you all today, and especially with Amy Steinberg. So, the theme for the year 2026 is open at the top. Our theme for the month of April is the practice of becoming, and Reverend Amy's message is the beauty you were born to be.
Please welcome our beloved Carol Cross, who will be assisting us this morning with our blessing of all people. The Triangle Center for Spiritual Living honors both the truth that we are all created by God out of the same God stuff, and that there is a multiplicity of divine emanations, each individualized and unique in their own way, as represented by this sermon. Whether this is your first time with us or your 1,000th time, or something in between, you are loved and accepted here just as you are. Whether you are in the room physically or participating via technology, or something in between, you are loved and accepted here just as you are. Whether your soul is full of joy and possibility, or your heart is heavy and your mind is consumed with troubles, or something in between, you are loved and accepted here just as you are. Whether you are brand new to the science of mind philosophy, or you have practiced it for a long time, or somewhere in between, you are loved and accepted here just as you are. Whether your skin, eye, and hair color are a rich, dark shade, or you are the palest tint of color, or something in between, you are loved and accepted here just as you are. Whether you are a straight, cisgendered man or woman, or identify with the LGBTQ+ community, or something in between, you are loved and accepted here just as you are. Whether your politics tend toward the red side or toward the blue side, or something in between, you are loved and accepted here just as you are. Whether you were born and raised in this country or came from a different land, or something in between, you are loved and accepted here just as you are. Whether you are married or single or somewhere in between, you are loved and accepted here just as you are. Whether you are in the first third of your life, the third of your life, or somewhere in between, you are loved and accepted here just as you are. Whether you feel your connection with God is the driving force in your life, or you aren't sure that you even believe in God, or something in between, you are loved and accepted here just as you are. Each and every color is beautiful, unique, and significant. They all combine together into an amazing whole. Thank you all for contributing your special vibration to today's service and to life itself. And so it is. So it is. Thank you very much, Carol.
Now, I invite you to close your eyes as I say a word of blessing on today's service. And what's coming to my mind right now is the idea of a prism. A prism that represent, it's a metaphor for the truth about who and what we are. So what happens with a prism is white light hits the prism, and the prism separates the white light into all these different beautiful colors that we see. And so when we come through the prism, like when we come into this incarnation, we show up as one particular color. But really, we are made of the white light that contains all colors, which means that we contain all the qualities of the divine, because it's divine is the white light. So that means that each and every one of us is beauty, is power, is joy, is connection and unity, is peace and abundance and all good things. That is the truth of who and what we are, even though in this physical world we may just show up as one particular color. We are all made of all the qualities of the divine. And that is what I proclaim is happening today, that everyone participating claims themselves as that connected white light of all God qualities. So I say a word of blessing and of gratitude for Heather, who just does, such an incredible job. I say a word of blessing on Reverend Dusty, who leads our community with love and light. I say a word of blessing on Amy Steinberg, who is just a one-of-a-kind talent and an awesome person to deliver today's songs and service meant talk. And I say a word of blessing and gratitude on each and every one of the people who are participating by watching this video, either live or in the future. And their energy is emanating through this message, through this service, just as much as anyone else's. So as we create this activity from that place of being the divine light, I know that we will do amazing things, as Michael Gott sang earlier. So I'm ready for this amazing event to begin. I ask you to join with me in launching it with our favorite words, and so it is. All right, just a minute, I'm sorry. Okay, so today's reading is by Mark Nepo, and he says, at the deepest level, the reason to be vulnerable has nothing to do with whether we have company or not, and nothing to do with whether we belong or are seen or heard. A flower blooms not because it has an audience, but because that's how it becomes what it was born to be. A hawk flies not because birders are watching, but because that is what it was put here to do. For human beings, how we grow is inextricably linked with being vulnerable, because being vulnerable makes us malleable enough to transform, find our place in the larger universe, and feel the oneness of things. And so it is. All right, and now it's time. Please join me in giving a big welcome to the one and only Reverend Amy Steinberg.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Carol. Thank you so much, Reverend Dusty. Thank you so much, Heather. And thank you to everybody who is watching us today. It is such a gift and a blessing to be with you and to speak on vulnerability. I'm one of those people I'm pretty exposed by nature. So it's a good topic for me. And I thought I'd start us with love, because love is really who you are at the root of all things, and it's how we can sort of begin this journey together today. And And these are going to be 2 chants put together. So if you feel called, you can sing with me, because when you sing, you actually trigger your parasympathetic nervous system, which calms you and gets you ready to receive a beautiful message. So sing with me. It goes like this. Lead me, love. Lead me on. When I'm weary, make me strong. Lead me, love. Help me grow. Lead me, love. Lead me home. Lead me, love. Lead me, love. Lead me on. Lead me on. When I'm weary, when I'm weary, make me strong. Make me strong. Lead me, love. Lead me, love. Help me grow. Help me grow. Lead me, love. Lead me, love. Lead me home. Lead me home. Love, sweet love, surrounds me now. Love, sweet love, comes through. Love, sweet love, surrounds me now. Love is the only truth. Love is the only truth. Love, sweet love, surrounds me now. Love, sweet love, surrounds me now. Comes through. Love, sweet love, comes through. Surrounds me. Love, sweet love, surrounds me now. Love is the only truth. Love is the only truth. Love is the only truth. Yeah. Love is the only truth. Now let's go back to that first chant. Lead me, love. I'm going to change the lyrics a little bit, but I'll guide you. Lead me, love. Join me singing. Lead me, love. Lead me on. Lead me on. I am ready. I am ready. I am strong. I am strong. Lead me, love. Lead me, love. Watch me grow. Watch me grow. Lead me, love. Lead me, love. I am home. I am home. Let's sing that again. I am home. 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 I am home right now with you. I am home at a New Thought spiritual community, and I am home when I get to share some things that I have learned in these teachings and on a spiritual path. So good morning again, and welcome to the Triangle Center for Spiritual Living. I am so grateful to be here with you. Truly, truly, truly. So thank you for having me. You, yes, you are, as Reverend Dusty described, a beautiful, unique representation of divine, pure love and light. Call it God, call it whatever. You are love. And I am so excited to speak to you today on the beauty you were born to be. Okay? The doorway to that beauty is something that we don't always think about as a gift: vulnerability. It can be hard to be vulnerable, but you know what? Life is hard. It's hard to be in relationships. It's hard to be alone. It's hard to work out, and it's hard to be out of shape. It's hard to be happy, and it's hard to be sad. I mean, life is hard. Choose your hard. Obviously, we don't really buy into that new thought, but I thought it was a wise way to bring your attention into me. Beautiful one, you are beautiful. Hear me say that. Be vulnerable enough to hear it, and take a big breath with me. Maybe life isn't hard, but maybe being vulnerable does take risk. It is a risk. And to be vulnerable is to risk failure. So I want to start also by telling you before we begin that all of your failures are fabulous. So congrats on failing. Most people don't even try. Most people don't even try. So when I saw the word vulnerable and vulnerability being sort of the guided word for the week, I immediately noticed something that I hadn't really seen before, which was the word ability inside of it, right? And I thought, what if vulnerability is actually an ability? Because when we're able to do something, we often take it for granted. In fact, our culture has even shifted our language around this world. We don't say disabled anymore. We say differently abled. I love that. I love that awareness. I love that it opens something, it reframes something. So I got curious about what kind of ability is vulnerability. So when you look at the word itself, I love words. I absolutely love them. They are the power in this teaching. And the word comes from the word vulner. I'm not pronouncing it right. I'm sure Latin. I don't even know how you pronounce Latin, but it means wound. So to be vulnerable is the ability to be wounded. Suddenly it makes sense why you might hesitate to be vulnerable, because you might get wounded, right? If we love, we might feel something. We might get hurt. If we show up fully, we might feel something. We might get hurt. And yet there's this beautiful quote from Rumi that we have heard before, but in this sense, it's kind of a nice way to look at it. The wound is where the light enters you. We can also say the wound is where the love enters you. And it kind of changes everything, because now we're not talking about pain. We're talking about light and love and awareness. We're talking about that full spectrum that was talked about, that prism, what it means to be alive. And the light can only move through if we're open, right? So when we begin to be open-minded, open-hearted, we're going to come closer to vulnerability. And we're going to come closer to our true expression, our authentic self. Yes, the beauty that we were born to be. So the question sort of becomes, how do you do that? How do you stay open? How do you remain open now, times like these, or where, it might feel easier to close, protect, retreat? And this is where New Thought is so powerful, because it brings us back to this idea of awareness. The first step that we do is we notice. We notice the moment that we begin to close. It will often show up as judgment. Judgment of ourselves, judgment of others, or a fixed way of seeing something that becomes suddenly tight or limiting. And the beautiful thing that I'm learning right now as I study for my doctorate in consciousness is that we live in a participatory universe. In other words, life is not happening to you, it's happening through you, as you. So you're not stuck in one perception. You're not locked in one meaning. You can choose to see something. And I'm going to give you a kind of a goofy, simple example, but it just happened to me, so it's fresh in my mind. So I thought I would share with you. Okay, so recently I was in this Zoom class and I made a joke in the chat. This is such a silly example, but it's so perfect about how to be vulnerable. So I made a joke in the chat. I'll tell you what the joke was. I said something like, my partner works at Home Depot, and we were talking about Home Depot in the class, and I said, we call it Homo Depot, and I just thought that was hilarious, right? Well, nobody laughed. The teacher didn't say anything. I thought I was being clever. There was no response. And immediately I felt this like contraction, like, oh God, nobody likes me. And that was a stupid thing to type. But then I caught myself and I thought, you know what? Maybe nobody saw it, right? We're in class. Nobody's really looking at the chat. A lot of people don't even have their chat open. But I thought it was funny. So doesn't that count? It's kind of like that Mark Nepo question was talking about in the reading. Does it matter if you have an audience? It's like the old question in the forest: if the tree falls, does nobody hear it? Does it make a sound? Well, the tree still falls. Like, my joke was still funny. But later, where vulnerability comes in, is that later we went out into these breakout rooms and I mentioned the whole thing to a friend. I said, sometimes I feel a little bit alone, like I make jokes and nobody responds. And she said, oh my gosh, I didn't even see that. That's hilarious. And just like that, everything shifted. I stayed open. I stayed honest. I shared honestly, and something happened. There was connection. And that is an example, a silly little example of what happens when you're vulnerable, when you tell your truth. It's not dramatic, but it's just something, practical. And you might experience things like that every day, all day, in different ways, especially if you're sensitive like me. I'm very sensitive. So I think I have to ask at this point in my talk, who here has a broken heart? If you don't have a broken heart, don't worry, you will, because the heart is meant to expand and express and break and stretch and love. And love always requires this vulnerability, this openness. Now, I've always been kind of a risky person, like risk taker, and I started thinking about vulnerability through the lens of risk. And I realized that we can sort of use risk as a way to understand what could be on the other side of vulnerability if we risk. And we're going to use the power of acronyms because I just love it when I'm speaking to break things down into acronyms. It's fun. So for risk, the R is going to be reward. The R is going to be for reward. And I know we're risk and reward. There's lots of concepts about that. But for this talk on vulnerability, let's think of our R as reward. So when we step out and we have uncertainty in front of us, there is also possibility in front of us. So yes, you might fall. But you also might discover something new, a new freedom, a new connection. You might experience yourself new. Holmes says it is through the revelation of the self to the self that one understands life. The flower blooms, as Mark Nepo says, to understand itself, being a flower. However, if you sign up for the dating app, you might get a date. If you make that call to get forgiveness or to ask for forgiveness, yes, you might not even get the forgiveness that you want to hear from the other person, but you will get relief inside yourself. So there's a reward in reaching out for risk to be vulnerable. The I is for insight. So when we are willing to be open, vulnerable, particularly I'm thinking about with someone else, with someone that we trust, with a friend, a practitioner, or a therapist. And it could be with yourself in journal work or in meditation work. Becoming vulnerable to yourself risks insight, right? And then you hear things differently and you see things differently. And this insight can come through that relationship with the other or with yourself, right? Seeing things, risking vulnerability. It's good for you. It really, really is. The S is for satisfaction. You can get satisfaction on the other side of vulnerability. I always joke, I can't get no satisfaction. It really is kind of my theme song. But when I allow myself to be vulnerable, that's the closest I come to like a deep, genuine satisfaction. And I'm going to go ahead and just plug my art because it's a perfect example. When I go back to the full screen, you'll see this fabric painting that's beside me. It's of a butterfly. And a few months ago, I just began this journey of painting with fabric. And I had no idea if people were going to resonate with it, or I just followed that instinct and I allowed myself to be creative and expressed in this way. And the vulnerability comes when I post it on Facebook. The vulnerability comes when someone says, how much is that? And I name a price that feels a little bit of a stretch for me to say, but I know the hours that I put into it and I know the worth of it, stepping into that vulnerability. And guess what? I have sold almost all of these pieces that I have made. And that really speaks to, like, you can't sell a piece of art unless you list it, right? You can't, unless you're vulnerable enough to put it out there for critique, for rejection, if you will, right? And not everything sells in our lives, right? Like I said, congrats on your failures. I get to hang out with this one. It hasn't sold yet, so I get to hang out with it in my space, right? Congrats on the dates that didn't work out. You went on them. Congrats on the interviews that you tried out for the job that you didn't get. You tried. And that is vulnerability. That is bravery. That's what Brene Brown, who teaches a lot about vulnerability, talks a lot about bravery. And it is quite brave to be vulnerable. So for the K, I just thought the keys to the kingdom, because the kingdom of heaven is within. And when we risk being vulnerable, we experience what I call the kingdom within, which is that inner space that we talk about here of joy, openness, presence. And for me, the word that really gets me is aliveness. You are alive. Act alive. Be alive. That is heaven. Heaven is to be fully alive. Heaven is the experience of being fully here, fully expressed, like that prism of all those colors. And vulnerability is one of those keys that opens the door to the kingdom of heaven. So to close my talk, I'm just going to invite you into a gentle inquiry to ask yourself these questions. And you can take these into a journal later if you really want to explore these questions. But where might you be holding back a little with your openness? Where might there be an opportunity to soften? Even just a little bit. Is there a space in you where forgiveness could arise toward yourself, toward another, toward a moment that is ready to be released? And what might you do if you allowed one small, loving risk? Because the truth is, you are not here to be closed, right? Imagine a flower that doesn't open. It's just like, I don't feel like it. Well, you have a specific flavor of you-ness that nobody else has. My sister always says, you are a star in my sky. And if you are not shining, then I take it personally. I take it personally. And that has always been my message, is shine your light. You are the light. You are starlight. You are literally comprised of stardust. So you are here to express. And part of that is remaining vulnerable to your desires, to your hopes, to your moments, to your moods, to your expression, staying open, staying brave, taking those risks. Because the beauty that you were born to be, it's the intelligence inside of you. It is nothing to reach for. It is only something to reveal. And so it is. So I'm going to take you into a little prayer before I sing you another song. Or actually, I think we have other stuff before I sing my second song. But I'm going to take you into prayer now. So I invite you to close your eyes if you're comfortable and receive these words. There is truly only one thing happening here, and it is life. It is life expressed as love, as light, as life itself, as you, as me, as all things. It is good. It is aliveness. It is light and shadow. It is the flower blooming. It is the seed where the flower began. It is the evolutionary process of life, which happens through vulnerability. And so I know that each person that hears this prayer right now opens just a little bit more, allows the feelings to flow through, allows the tears to fall, allows the joy to enter into that cavern of the heart, knowing that these words are water on the soil of the presence of God that is within. Knowing that this vulnerability that we have talked about, discussed, is beautiful, that this vulnerability to feel the feelings is such a beautiful gift of being alive. It is an ability to sustain, to heal, to grow, to reveal the truth, which is that love is all there is. And so as I speak my word, I know that those who hear it are held in love, are surrounded by love, because love is who we are. It is all there is. And I have such a deep, deep gratitude for this knowingness, for this remembering, for this truth. As I release my word, I know that it is the law and it is done. And so it is. Amen.
Amen. Thank you so very much, Amy. You are indeed beautiful. You are indeed wise. Thank you for your vulnerability, for your wisdom, for sharing of you. We so appreciate it. It is now time for our conscious giving. The Triangle Center for Spiritual Living is sustained by the giving of our time, talent, and treasure. And this is the time every week when we offer financial support to assist this community to continue to be a beacon of light and love and warmth in the greater Triangle area. Together, we affirm the truth that today's offering lifts this spiritual community, prospers the one giving, and adds to the energy of sufficiency on the planet. There are 3 ways that you can give, and they're going to be here on your screen. Visit our website at trianglecsl.org. You can text the word give to 919-629-9148, or you can send a check to PO Box 4062, Cary, North Carolina, 27519. I now invite everyone to turn within while I speak a word of blessing upon this offering, knowing that the process itself is an opportunity to stand in an expanded view of all of the ways we are abundant, and to focus our attention on all of this by practicing sharing and giving. That by recognizing our good and being willing to give some of it away, we enter into the law of circulation and participate in the powerful flow of the universe. I know that as each of us enters into this eternal flow of giving and receiving, that the gift we are comes back to us. The blessing and the blessed are one. So I thank you all for your generous gifts, and I thank God for the gift of each and every single one of you. And now, please welcome the amazing Amy Steinberg back to her piano.
I love the clapping. It's so joyful on this virtual, experience. That's one of the things we kind of lost with the virtual thing. And so I want to introduce this song just a little bit because it's from my one-woman show, Ministar. And I do have to point out my beautiful fabric painting that's back here that is, still available. If this speaks to you, you can private message me or find out more about it. It's all thrifted and upcycled material, which makes it really special to me. Okay, so the song. So I wrote this show called Ministar, and it talks about how each one of us is starlight. And I thought because of this beautiful moon excursion and starlight out there that we would bring this in with this idea of vulnerability, that we are each, when you look up at the night sky and you see all those stars up at the night sky, you don't look and go, oh, that one's too small. Oh, that one's too much, too big, or that one's right. They all matter. Every mini star in our what's the word? Not countenance. I'm thinking of the wrong word. Anyway, in our sky, we'll just call it sky. I'm thinking of the Shakespearean word for sky. Does somebody know it? Maybe they'll put it in the chat. Anyway, firmament. Firmament. That's the word. Every star in the firmament is blessed and is blessing and is God and is good and is light and is love. I don't know if that made sense, but I hope that this little time together, this mini speck of time together has lit you up a little bit, because you are starlight. You are beautiful. This is from that show. Many, many moments make up the day. Many, many moments show you the way home to your soul. Home to be whole. A teeny tiny twinkle I see in your eye is the same as the twinkle I see in the sky. Shine like the sun, shining as one. And every part of you is here to be lived through. And how you know it's meant to be is that you're here just as you are. Yeah. Many moments lead us to heal. Many moments help us to feel home in our skin. Home is within. And there's a teeny tiny twinkle I see in your eye. It's the same as the twinkle I see in the sky. Shine like the sun, shining as one. And every part of you is here to be lived through. And how you know it's meant to be is that you're here just as you are. And every part of you is here to be lived through. And how you know it's meant to be is that you're here just as you are. I'm so glad you're here just as you are. Be here now just as you are, 'cause you're a star. You're a beautiful star. You're a mini star. You are. Shine your light, shine your light, 'cause you are a star in my sky tonight. I said shine your light, shine your light. You are a star in my sky tonight. I said shine your light, shine your light. You are a star in my sky tonight. Shine your light, shine your light. You are a star in my sky tonight.
How fabulous. Thank you so much. I love that that concept. All right. So now it is time for our affirmations for this week. Remember to say them with intention, because it's the energy that you put into it that is the magic, not the words. We're going to do this as a call and response. I will go first, and then you all will follow. And Reverend Dusty is here to lead you in your responses. So, I know that the greatest act of spiritual courage is to show up just as I am.
I know that the greatest act of spiritual courage is to show up just as I am.
Therefore, today, I willingly remove my masks and reveal my divine essence.
Therefore, today I willingly remove my masks and reveal my divine essence.
I know that vulnerability is not a weakness, but a bridge toward what is real.
I know that vulnerability is not weakness, but a bridge toward what is real.
Therefore, today, I show up authentically, open to love and transformation.
Therefore, today I show up authentically, open to love and transformation.
I know that I am here as an individualized expression of God to unfold my truest self.
I know that I am here as an individualized expression of God to unfold my truest self.
Therefore, today, I choose to allow God to express uniquely through and as me.
Therefore, today I choose to allow God to express uniquely through and as me.
And all is well, and so it is.
And all is well, and so it is.
Okay, so for one last time, I ask you to close your outer eyes as we end our service with a benediction. And in this moment, I am just feeling so grateful for so much. But particularly, I'm so grateful for Amy Steinberg and her ability to reframe vulnerability and risk and all of these things that show us and the world who we truly are. And I love thinking of this as being a wound. And I love this openness towards the possibility of being wounded. Because what I know about myself, what I know about each one of you, which I know about everybody in our community, is that we are up to big stuff. Our goal is a world that works for everyone. That's a big deal. So, do I expect that I might have a few wounds, a few hurts, a few failures, a few stumbles as I work towards that goal? Yes, but that's okay because that is a goal that pulls me forward through the valley of risks, through the possibility of potential pain, because I know what's on the other side. I know it is me expressing myself. I know it's me blooming if I'm a flower, or me flying if I'm a bird, me shining like the star that I am. And I say it as me, but we are all one. So I know that each one who has participated in this service has that same new strength, new courage, new intention as we face this quality of vulnerability. And when we all show up as who we truly are, the world is a different place. So I'm so grateful for this. I know without any shadow of a doubt that this is going to show up in our lives in the coming weeks, and therefore in our communities, and therefore in our world. And our world really is the entire universe, as the Artemis astronauts showed us. So we are up to big things, but we have everything we need to do that. And that makes me joyful. So I just, as Amy said, I just turn this over to the law that makes it so and ask you to proclaim with me, and so it is.
And so it is. Thank you, everyone, for an amazing service. Thank you so much, Amy, for your music and your message and just who you are. Thank you, Carol, for the beautiful meditation, your wonderful prayers, and all of the words that you spoke. Thank you, Heather. And thank you, everybody out there that is listening now or will listen in the future. And I would love to just bring some of you into this space by flashing across the screen some of the comments that have come in over the course of the morning. Good morning from Jamila. And good morning from Rain. The Krupas are in the house today, so good morning from the Krupas, as well as the Carneses, Diane and John. Thank you. Hello, John. Good morning, everyone, from Denise and Steve. And Joanna, good morning. Nice to have you here. Amy, your presence is always a joy. The Floundery family, thank you so very much. Here every week, and I absolutely love that. So welcome, welcome, welcome. Good morning from Renata. Thank you. And good morning from Kyle. Hi, Kyle. That might be all, but thank you all so very much for joining us today. We are so very blessed by your presence. Have an amazing week and know that I love you all. Goodbye.